Hi.
Hello.
Like I said, this is my first
Namaste.
time, yeah, to meet Nepalese people in this hosted family, and I enjoyed living with you a lot. And also, I would like to introduce you guys to my students. So I'd like to interview you. So please introduce yourself and tell us what's your name and where you're from. And then if you can say hello to my students in Nepalese sign or language, then it'll be very great.
Okay. Hi, Namaste. This is the greeting that we do in Nepal. Of course, Sue and me and my family, we met in Honolulu, Hawaii, that is United States of America. You all know this is 21st century and America is diverse, so people from all over the world are here. And so me and my family, we are from Nepal. Many of you probably know where Nepal lies. If not, it is a small country in between India and China. Those two are quite big, but Nepal is a tiny country in the middle, somewhere in the Himalaya. And it's a beautiful small country. Economically, we are not very good like Korea or Japan or Singapore or United States, but we're a beautiful country. And I'm here from last couple of years doing my studies at University of Hawaii, and my wife also lives with me, and we have a daughter, 10 years old daughter. She's going to her middle school now, 6th grade in the US system. But unfortunately, she's not at home tonight, so you are not able to see.
Yeah, thank you. Since the Korean students are not very familiar with Nepal, so could you give us a little bit of information about Nepal, which is like capital city and population and the weather and the famous places that we should visit? That's you strongly, recommend to us. Yeah.
All right. As I already told, Nepal is a small country in between those two giant countries, somewhere around the Himalaya. It's all mountainous. Of course, we have little plain area in the south. Otherwise, mostly it is all mountainous. Even in the north, we have high mountains. The highest peak in the world, Mount Everest, also is in Nepal, followed by a couple others. Actually, 8 other highest peaks are in Nepal. Capital city, of course, is Kathmandu, which is in the very middle, almost in the middle. Our country is small, long, east to west. You can check in the map. And geographically, as I told, it has high mountains to fairly flat lands. Weather depends on the altitudes. Basically, from mid and north, this is mostly cold, but southern part has little tropical, subtropical weather as well. And of course, different ethnic group, different cultural group are living in different region, so that they have different costume, different food, and different cultural practices depending on the ethnic origin as well as the weather and the places they are living. Population-wise, recently last year Nepal we had a census, and I think we are now, the recent government statistics says 28 million, which is quite big relatively. It's a small country, but our annual growth rate is something more than 2%. Of course, high fertility, so that our population is growing quite fast, and we are now 28 million.
Okay, so as far as I know, Nepal, religion is a very important factor in Nepal, and you're a Buddhist country, right? So could you tell us about your religion? Because I heard that we have wrong information in Korea, and then we learned in wrong way about
Okay,
Buddhism.
So
could you please explain about it?
All right, thank you. Of course, in Nepal we have no. In fact, Nepal was and still somehow is predominantly Hindu people, but there are a lot of Buddhist people as well. until a few years ago, Nepal was the only Hindu kingdom
Oh.
officially, but now it is not. Now it is a secular country, so you can have any religious group practicing and enjoying their culture, yeah, their religious practices. But Christianity, Islam, some other smaller fractions like Sikh and Jain, some other some Indian sub religions are also there, but they are very small number. But Hindu and Buddhist are the biggest fractions. I don't know the exact data last year how many were Buddhists and Hindus and the rest, but definitely we have a big number of Hindu and similar number of Buddhist. Something right here, probably, yeah, I was reading in the news recently, today or yesterday, that South Korean government has decided that there was something to correct with the Buddha's birthplace that was probably mentioned in India or something, which is not correct.
Yeah.
So the government has decided now to correct it to Nepal because
Oh.
Buddha was born in Nepal. In
Yeah.
fact, Lumbini is the place where Buddha was born. But of course, he has got something to do with India because he left Nepal, his birthplace, then he went to India where he enlightened was Bodh Gaya, that is now in somewhere in North India. And also he died in another place called Kushinara, that is also is in India today. But the birthplace was and is in Nepal. That is called Lumbini. That is somewhere west from capital Kathmandu. When you folks visit Nepal, we can go there.
Yeah.
And it's a place probably you must visit when you come to Nepal. I remember another question. I think you asked about different places in Nepal to visit. That was your earlier question, but I can mention something here. Of course, it's a high mountainous country, so you can go to ski, or even you can try going up in the mountains. You can go for expedition. You can even try summiting in smaller peaks.
Okay.
And some of you are really courageous, and if you have got training, you can even go for the Everest summit.
Oh, yeah.
Then you make the record. Beside that, you can do so many other things like for tourists you can have the rapid high current rivers we have because of the high mountains. You can do the rafting. You can do bungee jumping from the breeze, and it's somewhere in the river. And also you can visit some places like Pokhara, which are beautiful valleys. You can see the mountains, but you have a nice place with lakes and all of those stuff. You can do so many activities. Oh, by the way, one more thing you can do if you cannot trek long way, you cannot go to the summit, the mountain. You can fly.
Oh.
You can take the mountain fly, and the pilots, I think the pilots take you as close as possible to the mountain. It's early mountain flight. You go by a smaller aircraft, 10, 12 or 14 people, and you go as close as possible to the mountain, including Mount Everest. So you see closely. You can take photos, you can make videos, and probably there will be a guide or the cabin crew will explain you where you are and what is the mountain, what is the height, whatever. So you can do that mountain flight, I think.
That must be scary though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there should be some significant customs when we consider. That we must consider when we visit, Nepal. So could you?
Customs.
Yeah. Tell us, important customs that you keep in your country.
Oh, definitely. I also believe Korea, Japan, and many countries in East Asia also has got very strong cultural, backgrounds and histories and traditions, like we do have in South Asia. And so for Nepal, it's a small country, but it has diverse group, different cultural groups. But it's still some of the basic costumes probably. Of course, you greet with people saying namaste.
Yeah, namaste.
Maybe bow a little bit. Maybe you are confused when Thai people bow too much, but Nepal, we bow a little bit because respecting others is bowing
that's
as
right.
well in your custom and culture. Um, and we always respect elderly and generally older than us
Yeah.
in general. We listen when people tell something. We ask permission. Sometimes, when taking photos, for example,
Yeah.
entering to a house or somewhere, or taking something, even borrowing or asking for a certain time to use. So these are some of the common sense. Simple. If you are entering to a house, maybe you take off your shoes.
Oh yeah. Same.
In West,
Yeah, right.
in US, basically, you can come with your shoes
Yeah.
into the room. You jump on the bed. This is different in
This
our
is sanitary
custom.
reason.
Maybe it is dirtier there, but
Yeah.
but it is more the cultural part.
That's
so
right.
that is not considered good. If you are too young, you don't drink, you don't smoke. Those are the things.
Common
you have to
sense.
have certain age to do
Great.
those things. Okay.
That's right.
So that is.
Okay. This is the last question. While I'm staying here with your family, did you find any common things, common customs between Nepal and in Korea?
Probably yes. Of course, I don't know much about Korea. I have a couple other friends whom I met here, and I just flew by Seoul few times, but I never was able to go and stay and really experience the culture. But coming from the same region, definitely we do have some of the basic similarities because, yeah, we do respect each other. We do help. We share the housework. Like you share whatever you knew in terms of cooking,
Yeah.
and all at home, and we do want to do the same thing, and we want to help each other, and I think that is the basic thing we do from our culture, and yeah, do no harm. I think that is our part of teaching our cultural knowledge what we gain from our childhood, because we try to help if possible. If we cannot, at least we don't want to give people trouble. And so far, meeting Shu and some few other Korean friends, I think Korean people are. I don't want to say you guys are shy, but you are a little quieter than we people. That's what I feel personally. Maybe I may be more vocal, more talkative, but
That's
most of
true.
my friends, if I count how many I have now, at least 5 or 6 currently in close contact, including my classmates, including you, Shu. You people are a little quieter than me. That may be cultural or it is your individual, but that is one different I see. But that is good in one way, because
That means we could be careful in saying something, not to make a mistake.
yeah, no, that's fine. That's totally fine. But that is the difference I feel,
Right.
like comparing you and me.
Yeah.
You know.
And then, okay.
Unless,
All right. I'm teaching 11th grade, and my students will turn into 12th grade, which should be prepared for the university and entrance examination, and then it is really competitive.
Right.
So I will say that, I mean, the person I stayed with is really intelligent and study.
You don't have to exaggerate.
No,
They are watching
study
me.
a lot, and you have so much, general information, general knowledge about the world, the whole world, and I learned a lot from you. So could you encourage my students to study hard
Right.
and good tips and strategies that you have for studying? Because I know it was very hard. It must be very hard for you to come here and to get a degree, in a foreign country.
Right.
So, in terms of studying and learning,
Okay.
could you encourage them?
Okay, let me start from. Okay, I'll definitely address some of your expectations. Of course, I also was a primary school teacher for a year, some 20 years ago. And then I joined some other sector like community health, more on the non-profit NGO side. I did some training and others, so I was always learning. and side by side I was doing my school, my college, and also until today I'm going to university, that is the school. Anyway, I have to do the assignment and I have to take my food, whatever. But this is not only the school. I think I'm learning so much stuff because working and getting experience is also another part that you learn. Within Nepal, I was traveling, I was working with 3 different agencies, and I was traveling all over the country from east to west, north to south, so I could see and learn, and I observe how people live their daily life, how they work, and so many things. So these are also part of learning, which you sometimes you don't get from the school or college. But in terms of school and college, of course, you have to focus on your study, whatever level now you are in, and whatever other level you are trying to go. Of course, you have to be hardworking, maintaining all your grades, doing all those assignments. But these days, you guys are lucky. You have all internet access. You can Google anything.
That's
you can
right.
find right now. In my time, you guys don't believe I was going to college some 20 years ago. I'm already 40 plus. You don't believe.
They'll be very surprised.
I had no internet. I had nothing right today. Big libraries here, everything. So you have resources. You utilize them, from computer, internet, Google to your library. Anything and everything. So there are tons of resources around you. You utilize all of them. Of course you attend other seminars and lectures. People are giving about teaching, learning, as well as your field of education. If you are doing engineering or science or medical or social science, whatever, you learn from others. These days, even you can do YouTube videos. There are tons of YouTube videos about something you want to learn, sports, anything and everything. So there are ways, but don't be discouraged with your job or your family condition or whether you're snow, whatever in Korea. Keep working hard. You will reach your destination. And age is not the factor that prevents you studying. You can go to university in your any age. I'm now 40 plus and I'm going to the university.
Yeah.
And there are even older people than me.
Yeah.
so it's nothing to worry. I think these are the basics, and
Yeah.
I
Be
know,
positive.
be
Have
positive.
positive
Always.
attitudes.
Yeah. And even watching TV, reading a magazine, anything helps you because you find something new, and that you are learning.
Yeah.
So I think those are the simple, basic things.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed living with you, talking with you.
And we are very
having
sad that
you.
tomorrow morning Sue is leaving and coming to you people. Of
Right.
course she misses you, and we'll miss her, and hopefully we will see Sue again in the future in Korea, in US,
Yeah.
in Nepal, or
Nepal.
anywhere in the world.
That's right.
And I will see some of you if I visit Korea.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay?
Thank you
Namaste.
very much. Namaste.